Long story short, I asked Twitter for motorsport hot takes, and I'm gonna react to as many as I can because I'm working on a big video for this channel. 2 big videos actually, as well as another series, and I need something to drop in between because it's gonna take me a while. So yeah, I'm reacting to Twitter takes today. How fun. Let's go. Number 1, the confessor. One-shot qualifying should be mandatory at Monaco and Monza. I keep saying, like, I don't know, man. I see the argument. I don't think this is something I could completely dash, but Monza especially I see the argument for. But I always found one-shot qualifying to be flawed. The concept itself is fine, but the problem is the likelihood of rain affecting the session, stuff like that. I feel like weather is the only thing that makes me against one-shot quali. Granted, weather can affect anybody in any quali session, but especially in one-shot quali, you're absolutely screwed with no hope of redemption. At least when it's in this form of quali and rain comes, everyone has the exact same time to react to the situation. But you can't say that with one-shot quali. But on the second hand, one-shot quali at Monza would fix. If we had one-shot quali at Monza, we wouldn't have had 2019. And any world where we don't have 2019 Monza quali is a good one. So I don't know if I fully agree with one-shot quali, but I absolutely hear you. We move. Fifth Gear says, Formula E's Gen 3 racing product sucks. It kinda does, but at the same time, I've also seen it do pretty well, especially at places like Monaco. Formula E at Monaco is cash money and no one cares, which is weird to me. Formula E in Monaco is amazing. I think that's the only place it probably does cook though. I don't know, man. I really liked the old gen. This one is fine. It kind of reminds me of 2010 to 2013 style F1 cars, but I don't know. They'll get there one day. Andrew says Ty Gibbs unironically had the most consistent and arguably best rookie season since Larson 2014. I completely agree. I tell you what, man, it's kind of weird because you'd think that somebody that had one of the best rookie seasons since 2014 would have at least made the playoffs on. Actually, no, I disagree. Chase Elliott he's had the best rookie season since Chase Elliott. And yes, Chase Elliott was in a Hendrick Chevrolet, so it was easier, but Chase still performed. I believe he made it to the... Where did Chase make it in 2016? Was it the round of 8? Chase Elliott, where did you finish in the championship? But yeah, man, Chase Elliott's rookie season was very, very good. And no one gave him... I don't think he gets enough credit for how good his rookie season was. It's probably because he didn't win a race. The last time we had a rookie win a race was Cole Custer, but his season was still mid. You know, but I digress. Where did he finish in Cup? He came 10th in the championship in 2016. Granted, that's 10th in a playoffs championship, but he still did very well. I mean, how many top 10s did Chase Elliott get that year? Is this the top 10 stat? That's top 5s. 10 top 5s, 17 top 10s. That's pretty good, man. I think Ty Gibbs has had the best rookie season since Chase Elliott, personally. Not to say Larson's was bad, but we move. Johannes Mels. I hope I pronounced that right. Jorge Martin lost the championship in Indonesia. Cook. I feel like everything he's done since Indonesia is just a byproduct of what he did that day. It's a damn shame. But, I don't know, man. Oh, boy. We need a savior, man. I still don't believe Pecco is the best rider on the grid. We need a savior. I can't believe it was almost Martin, but we move. Alex Bowman is overhated, and his early 2023 season proved that he can be really good when he's healthy. Let's use Wikipedia to back those facts. Alex Bowman. Who said this? Is this Talha? Hi, Talha. Wonderful bloke. Motorsport career results. Let's see. How did Alex Bowman do at the beginning of the year? He did quite well. 5th in Daytona, 8th in California, 3rd in Vegas, 9th in Phoenix. Yeah, bro only had 4 finishes outside the top 10 before he got hurt. And he only missed 3 races, but ever since then, it took him till IRC, Indy Road Course. He didn't get another top 10 until the Indy Road Course, my guy. My goodness. But yeah, man, Bowman was cooking. He was cooking. As a matter of fact, that was probably his best start to a season ever. It literally, this 2023 was his best start to a season ever. Based on the rest of the stats I see here. That's kind of crazy. What's also crazy is that Bowman's been with Hendrick since 2018. I remember when he did that one Phoenix race. It wasn't one, but it was his best race for them. Time flies for real, bro. We move. The entertainment standards people hold for F1 races are much higher than they used to be, and probably for good reason. Kind of. I agree with that. People kind of want every race to be a banger. And the second isn't, it's like, oh, we need to change the cars. Oh, we need to change this. Oh, we need to change that. Not really. People need to understand that Formula 1 races are inherently boring. Yeah? Back in the day, people would have had a race like Kota or Vegas, and it would have been race of the decade. But now, it's just another race that we can call, it was okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, the standards have raised. And that probably has to do with the fact that we got a more younger fan base with lower attention spans. And not only lower attention spans, but other motorsports around that probably give them more entertainment per lap than Formula 1 does. But I don't know, man. How can you make entertainment more while maintaining the integrity of the sport? That will always be the question that Formula 1 has to answer, Mr. Bernard. We move. Brother Mahad. Wonderful lad. He says Binotto is a better team principal than Vasseur. I don't think so. I mean, Freddie Vass has done okay in year 1. I can't say that after just 1 year of Freddie Vass. You know what I'm saying? Give Freddie Vass some time. Binotto, we've seen his lows. 2019 was not good. Not good at all. And I still hold him for that. I don't think he handled 2019 the way he should have. I don't think Binotto was as bad as people say, including myself. I used to think Binotto was Satan's spawn. But now that I think back, he did have a pretty difficult tenure at Ferrari. If you look at all the things he had to manage. You know, it definitely wasn't easy. You give a guy like Horner the 2019 Ferrari lineup, he probably works wonders. Who knows? But yeah, man, I'm not ready to say that yet, brother Mahad. I'm not ready to say that yet. Trumpet God. Kyle Larson is wildly overrated. Well. Listen, man. I think I don't know. I feel like Larson isn't overrated. I feel like if people judge Larson off of his raw talent, then he cannot be overrated because he absolutely does possess the raw talent that people say he does. However, I still think he is prone to mistake making, and him being prone to mistake making is why sometimes I am hesitant to say he is the best driver in NASCAR, even though, if we're being real, he probably is. I mean, you could argue Chase Elliott is up there, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like Larson's highs are ridiculously high. I think his highs are ridiculously high. But he also has lows that his fans pretend don't exist so that they can keep propping him. But nobody, I see the lows. Homestead, man. Oh my days. We move. Why am I so stuffy? Max would have won a race in the Merc, Aston, or McLaren this year. Maybe. I don't know. Has Max ever gone up against a car as dominant as the RB19? The answer is no, because the only person that's ever gone up against a car as dominant as that car is whoever drove in 1988. Yeah? But, I don't know. Does Max win Qatar in a McLaren? Maybe. The thing with Max is that people I don't understand people that call Max a car merchant, as if we didn't watch this guy go on. Max has never had a winless season at Red Bull, and Red Bull weren't a top team until 2021. So we saw this guy win in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. Granted, some of those cars were race-winning cars, even though there was a better car out there, but still. You know, Max has already laid the foundation that he can win, even if he's not in the best car. So people that say he's a car merchant, I just don't get it, you know. I just don't get it. He won 10 Grand Prix before 2021, but no, he's a car merchant. Okay, lad, whatever you say. Does he win a race in the Merc? I don't know. He could have, well, I don't know. He didn't win Kota. Could he have won Kota this year in a Merc? Maybe. Hamilton could have won Kota, so I don't see. Anything Hamilton can do, I think Max can do as well, personally. But that's just me. I could be wrong. We move. The BOP for Le Mans. What's up, Wasa? The BOP for Le Mans was done specifically to get a Ferrari win. Well, the funny part about that is that win still almost didn't happen. We only got the win because of a Hirakawa choke, I fear. You could also sprinkle in a Yifei choke in there as well. Maybe even a Peugeot choke while we're at it. There were a couple of chokes that race. But listen, man. That was the only non-Toyota win of the year. So you might be onto something, yeah? But they did it for the culture. They did it so I could push Giovinazzi is greater than Leclerc prop. And in my opinion, that's the greater good. Yeah? We have to be focused on the greater good. We continue. Hello, Miss Blossom. My words are getting away from me. Alright. Miss Blossom says, not having Russia in Dakar trucks was actually great, and as a Dutch person made me happy to see us win again. What do you mean by Dakar trucks? You talking? Oh, you mean, oh shoot, you mean the World Rally Raid Championship? I'm confused. Was there supposed to be a Russian truck there? Were they banned because of the war? They were. Okay. Well, listen, man, I'm not gonna pretend as though I know anything about that. Yeah, I didn't even know this was a thing until they brought it up. Okay, I'll have to do some more research into that. Theo Cousins, I don't know. An FOM FIA split as potential fallout from the Wolf investigation would have done more good than harm for Formula One. Sometimes I think about what Formula One would be like without the FIA. People keep saying that the FIA and F1 need to split, but how would Formula One operate as a lone entity? Is the FIA doing a lot of hand-holding that we just can't see and won't be evident to us until after they leave or they split? That is the question. I won't lie, you know. I tried to back Mohammed Ben Slam when he just came into the role as FIA president, but now I'm like, I don't know, buddy. You're kind of messing up, you know. You're kind of not looking good in front of the baddies, and that's not good, you know. So I don't know, man. Only time will tell. That's not something I can predict, I fear. We'll have to just sit and wait. Alright, we keep going. David. It could even be David for all I know. Rally doesn't get the respect it should in modern times. I agree. That's assuming Rally got the respect it deserved back in the 80s, which it probably did. How many people know who Ravan Pera is? Not many. That's a shame. Does the WRC have a marketing problem? Maybe. It probably does, you know, because, hear me out, man. I didn't even know the Fiesta WRC existed. I didn't know nothing about Rally until Ken Block did those gymkhanas. Oh, Ken Block, what are we gonna do without you, buddy? People underestimate how big of an impact guys like him, Tanner Faust, Travis Pastrana, all of them guys had on rallying, man. It's crazy. Almost more than the actual World Rally Championship. And that's a problem. That's a problem. But the problem with the WRC is, and it is a problem depending on how you look at it. I don't really think it's that big of a deal, but it doesn't really have any personalities though, does it? They don't have, like, Ravan Perez taking a half sabbatical. He's doing a part-time season. Oliver Solberg is not in the WRC anymore. He's in WRC 2. Those are two young guys with personalities that you could use to market the sport. Like, brother, you can't market a sport around Oit Tanak. You can't market a sport around Thierry Neuville. These are all demons, mind you. The best of their craft. The best at their craft. But in terms of their personality, like, Oit Tanak doesn't really have a personality like that. And he doesn't need to. I don't think that... It's weird, and I've always been on the fence about the personality argument. Because, like, on one hand, yeah, you should have some kind of personality about you. But it shouldn't be a requirement. The only requirement you should have is driving the car quickly. And as far as I'm concerned, guys like Ogier, Neuville, Tanak, Elvin Evans, they do that. And that should be what comes first. But I do see how it could affect the sport from a marketing standpoint. That's why you need guys like Calais. That's why you need guys like Oliver at the front. But you can't just force them to the front. They actually have to be good enough. Oliver struggled in the Rally 1, and that's why he's in the position he's in now. Maybe he'll get an opportunity in the future. I think he will. Calais, he's a two-time world champion. And I think people are starting to know more about him as he continues to win. But I do question how much marketability plays a role in David's tweet. I've almost been doing this for 20 minutes. I'm not going to go past 20 minutes. So anything that's left off, we're going to do later. Greg Moore is IndyCar champion in waiting, even with his errors. Well, Greg Moore passed away, I fear, so I don't think he's do you mean he was an IndyCar champion in waiting? Because if so, then obviously, yes, Greg Moore was a serious wheeler who even had Formula 1 interest at one point. It's a damn shame we lost him. It's a damn shame we lost him, man, because he was one of them guys people still talk about as one of the best. Yeah, one of the best. P5 was his highest finishing kart, and he was a demon in Indy Lights. It was only a matter of time before Greg Moore became him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's unfortunately racing. You know, we lose a lot of the future GOATs early. Shout out Stefan Beloff. You know, we move. KDA says, the last tweet was from Name. KDA says Formula E should find a way to race in more traditional circuits. I agree. The Valencia Formula E race was very good, and I think that's proof that Formula E can be good on traditional circuits, even if you have to modify them a bit, which you will have to do because there are many tracks that Formula E can't race the full length of because it'd probably only be 10 laps long because of the battery life. But I'm pretty sure most FIA grade 1 tracks have shorter versions. I know Catalonia does. Catalonia has a shorter course. But is that shorter course enough? I don't know. That's the question, man. The question is how many of these tracks can manage... How many of the shorter versions of these Grand Prix tracks are still good enough for Formula E? That's a question we gotta answer, my guy. We keep going. Max 22. This is a perfect one to end on. This season has shown Ferrari must go all in on Charles. He is the only driver who can win them a championship. Is Carlos Sainz capable of winning a championship? Well, he hasn't shown that he is. I won't say he isn't, but he hasn't shown that he is. Listen, man, as much as I slander that Leclerc fella, I cannot deny that when he drives at his best, he is a race-winning driver. And to win championships, you have to be a race-winning driver. However, it's just... And the thing is, I can't even deny the bad luck part either. You know, I was jokingly saying Sainz was going to beat him 2 years out at 3. But if you look at the bad luck Leclerc has had this year, it's kind of insane. Would Leclerc in a perfect situation challenge for a championship? He probably would, because we saw in 2022 he had that huge points lead early in the season after he won Australia. So it's proof that he can, you know, do a little something, something. But I've always worried about him over a whole season. You know what I'm saying? I've always worried about Leclerc over the course of a whole season. I just don't know why. Whether it's the team, whether it's him, I feel like he's gonna be one of them Mark Martins, man. I feel like he's gonna be one of them Thierry Neuvilles, man. One of them so close yet so fars. Maybe he'll break that mold, but here's the thing, man. He's going up against a real unstoppable force. Red Bull make immaculate vehicles, and Max Verstappen is an immaculate driver. And even though I believe Leclerc can beat him on his best day, how many of them best days is he gonna have? Yes, Leclerc can beat Max on Leclerc's best day, but if Leclerc can't beat Max on Max's best day, then there will be no championship, I fear. Listen, man, to you people that back Leclerc, don't give up hope, yeah? No matter what I tweet about him, don't give up hope, because it could happen, yeah? It could happen. He's such an interesting driver to me, man. My relationship with Charles Leclerc is just insane. But I'm telling you, man, don't worry. And here's the thing, man. People keep telling him to leave Ferrari, and I'm like, go where? You can't go to Red Bull. Max destroys Leclerc in the same car, I fear. Sometimes your best chance at a championship is to not be in the car of your opponent. Word to Miko Hirvonen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's better. Sometimes the best chance you have at beating somebody is by being in a different car. And hear me out, man. Even if Leclerc is gifted a rocket ship in the future and he dominates a season, I wouldn't use that against him. Look how many other people won their championships because they had rocket ships. Word to Nigel Mansell. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a thing. Shouldn't be used to discredit somebody. But going back to Max's tweet, should Ferrari go all in on Leclerc? I think they should try. But the problem is, how do you do that without making Sainz upset? You know what I'm saying? Because Sainz is going to hit you with the, listen, man, I only came like 6 points behind him. And to Sainz's credit, he won a race last year and Leclerc didn't. And he won that race because he won pole. Yes? He won that race because he won pole. Granted, he won pole at a track where pole is actually more to your benefit than anywhere Leclerc's ever won pole. All the tracks Leclerc wins poles at, it's not to his benefit. It's just setting him up for the inevitable P5. But Sainz actually won pole somewhere where he could actually convert it to a win. And he did that. Listen, man, I think Sainz would be a dope number 2, man. Even a number 1 on a different team. But it would be kind of silly to prioritize Sainz when you have Leclerc right there. Prioritizing Sainz would only work if Leclerc had so much bad luck that he was mathematically out of a championship. And here's the thing. Because of how many races there are in a season, it takes so long for somebody to be mathematically out of a championship that by the time you clock that he is, it'll be too late to prioritize. You'd have already lost enough points. I don't know, man. I rate Sainz a lot. I don't think Sainz is anywhere near as bad as some Leclerc fans pretend. But the reality is Leclerc is the faster driver. And he maximizes more. And that's why he should be prioritized. And I wouldn't be mad if Ferrari tried it next year. Because if they have a good car, then what's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen. I'm going to end it here. I have so many more to go through, but I just can't. There are too many. It'll take too long. So this is where I'm going to cut it. Thank you all for tuning in. The videos are coming. Don't worry. The vids are coming. The documentaries are coming. Just give me some time. Some patience, yeah? I got this. 1ntern out.